live on 2 platforms. I'm live on I have my live. Welcome to Plumbing Inspired by James Golden. We are live. You can catch us on the phone. You can catch us on the YouTube live stream. Either way, we are live. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go not off camera here. Live. Last week we were live for a Q&A, and we're live every Saturday, Q&A. Every Saturday. Q&A at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We go live every Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. There is 4 days left till Christmas. 4 days to Christmas. 4 days to Christmas. 4 days to Christmas. I was pointing at the sign behind me on my fireplace mantle. Four days to Christmas. Live. Plumbing Inspired by James Golden. So that was a customer. What are we doing? We are live broadcasting. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let's do that. There we go. Live plumbing code. We're doing an exhaustive study of the plumbing code book. I am referencing the 2012 Plumbing Codebook. Now, unbeknownst to many, unless you know me, then you know that I share this with everyone that I come across. Plumbing Codebook, it costs money. I believe here in the state of Oklahoma, the IPC Codebook costs $89.99 at your local supply house. Depending on which one you go to, it varies anywhere from $89 to $129 for the plumbing code book, just for the plumbing. The fuel gas code book also is the same price. You can go to your public library and check out the plumbing code, the fuel gas code book. The fuel gas code book, which your plumbing test here in the state of Oklahoma requires that you have knowledge base of the plumbing, IPC, Plumbing Code Book, and IFGC, the International Fuel Gas Code Book. The Plumbing Code Book is a free download. Currently, in the state of Oklahoma, we are still going off of the 2018 IPC Plumbing Code Book. The current code book that is available is the 2024. 2024 is the most recent version of code book available for purchase. However, every 6 years, they implement or adopt the new code for the Construction Industries Board. The Oklahoma Construction Industries Board is currently going by the 2018 code book. So, because they have adopted the 2018 code book, it is the most current adopted code. You cannot download the 2018 code book for free. However, the previous code cycle that was adopted was the 2012 code cycle. You can download it for free right now on the internet. And that is the code book that I'm using. Free. You can get the code book for free. I'm going to say that again. You can get the code book for free. I'm on here answering all of your questions. If you have any plumbing questions, ask me a question. We are doing a study or an exhaustive study of the code book right now. So currently I am in we are going over part 2. Part 1 is scope and application. So the table of contents is the first thing you come across in the plumbing code book. Table of contents. And chapter 1 in the table of contents of the code book covers scope and administration. Part 1 is scope and administration. Chapter 1, scope and administration of the code book. And so we're going to delve into that. Let's go over the parts, the parts of the code book. You have the table of contents, which is basically the first place you open to see in the code book, a table of contents. I see you, Jeremy Harmon. Ooh about what? Plumbing. Yeah, plumbing can be a nasty job. So if you got any plumbing questions, if you got any code book questions, if you got any tool questions, you can ask your question. Ask me any question about plumbing, and I will answer your question live right here on the channel. Live right here on the channel. Live right here on the channel. I am here to answer your questions. I'm on 2 platforms. I'm here on the phone and I'm on this platform as well. So if you got a plumbing question, ask me a question. Let's see if we can move this thing around here so that there's less head movement. Let's do that right there. 4 days till Christmas. 4 days to Christmas. So ask me any plumbing question. Whatever your plumbing question is, I'm here to answer your question. I'll be going back and forth between you and the streaming software. I'm broadcasting on 2 platforms, broadcasting directly live with YouTube's platform, and I'm also broadcasting on STREAMYARD software. So we're streaming. We're live. If you have any plumbing question, I'm waiting on some particular people to show up because we're supposed to be we're going over the plumbing code book. If you look down in the description of this live chat, you can see that there is a link in the description box of this live broadcast. That link will take you directly to the free download of the Plumbing 2012 IPC Codebook. Free download. Plumbing downloads are free. You can download the code book for free right now. Go to the description box. Look for the link in the description box. There is I don't get any kickbacks for that. It's totally free for you to go and download free in the description box. As you come in, hit the like, subscribe, and share button. Give me the thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. As you come in live, give me a thumbs up. Hey, I see you. As you come in live, give me a thumbs up. If you have a question, ask me anything about plumbing. Ask me anything about plumbing. This is a plumbing AMA. As you join, ask me anything about plumbing. Ask me anything about plumbing. Ask me any questions you have. I am here for about 30 minutes. We're on here for 30 minutes. All plumbing questions. If you have any plumbing questions, ask me. Ask me live. Ask me live on the chat. I am live broadcasting. We are live on the broadcast. If you have any plumbing questions, ask me. I'm here for them. Any plumbing questions. We're going over the code book. We are talking about the 2012 IPC Plumbing Codebook. If you have any questions about the plumbing code, ask me. That's what I'm here for. And I am currently using the free download to the plumbing code book. Free download of the plumbing code book. Free. The plumbing code book is free to download. You don't have to pay any money for a code book. You can go and get it for free. You can go and get it for free. Free plumbing code book. You can have it on your phone now. If you're going to use it to take the test, I encourage you to actually print it off, which it would actually be, let's see how many pages there are. There are 176 pages, so it would be cheaper for you to go and buy a plumbing code book. Free download of the Plumbing Codebook. Chapter 1 is table of contents. We've got the table of contents in chapter 1. Scope and application. The Plumbing Codebook is free to download. Ask me any plumbing question. I am here to answer your plumbing questions. Whatever question you have about plumbing. Yeah, Dustin, cornolio. Beavis and Butthead. Yeah. I wish they would bring that cartoon back. I miss Beavis and Butthead. I really like that cartoon. It was a funny cartoon. Anyway, if you got a plumbing question, a plumbing question, ask me. Did you know that when you flush toilet paper down, it almost dissolves instantly? That's why whenever you see it, whenever someone snakes a drain or whatever, they're running a sewer auger and they start pulling that stuff back, it's all wound up because it's pretty much dissolved. It dissolves and then it reconstitutes after it dissolves. But toilet paper actually dissolves once it hits the sewer. It pretty much dissolves and disintegrates. Ask me a plumbing question. What's your plumbing question? I am here to answer your plumbing questions, whatever your questions are. I am here for those questions. Code book questions, we're taking them right now. I've got the code book open. I've got the free download loaded onto my computer right now. It was just too squirrely to try to go and thumb through the actual 20. I've got the 2018 code book because that's the current adopted code book here in the state of Oklahoma. Do you have any plumbing questions? What's your plumbing question? Question of the day. What's the question of the day? Question of the day. Question of the day. Question of the day. Here's the question of the day. Question of the day comes from the actual plumbing code book. Last week, our question of the day was, how much does a gallon of water weigh? How much does a gallon of water weigh? And the answer to that question was 8.34 pounds. A gallon of water weighs 8.34 pounds. Question of the day. Question of the day. What is the distance? I'm misspelling the question. I'm typing on YouTube on the computer the distance between manholes required by code. Question of the day. Question of the day. It's posted up there. What is the distance required by code for a manhole? What's the distance required? How far are you required to have a distance between manholes? How often should you have manholes? Question of the day. Distance between manholes per plumbing code. Now, for those of you on here, the question of the day is, what's the distance required between manholes by code? Let's see. We're going to go to I am in the code book. Ask me a question. What's your question? Plumbing questions. We're taking your questions live. We've been on for 14 minutes on the live, and we're going to be on for another 16 minutes, 15 and a half minutes, or until the questions run out. Whichever comes first. Distance between manholes. What is the required distance between manholes? And I am in the code book. I'm in the 2012 code book. Required distance between manholes. Manholes, manholes, manholes. How far away should you have manholes per the plumbing code? Per the plumbing code. We are in the code book. Manholes. Distance for manholes. Manholes. I found it. Plumbing questions. What's your question? If you got a plumbing question, type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. I am here for your plumbing questions. Manholes. Manholes. Manholes shall be located in accordance with what? 708.3.2. 708.3.2. Manholes. Manholes. Manholes shall be provided and located. What is the manhole shall be required? What? What's the requirement of manholes? Plumbing questions. If you got a plumbing question, I'm here for it. We are studying the code book. We are going over your questions and we are studying the code book, an exhaustive study of the code book. So we are covering, let's go into question of the day is regarding manholes. And I'm curious to know if you know the answer, type it in the chat. What specifically, when are manholes required? When are manholes required? And I've got it up here on the chat here. What is the distance between manholes required by code? Yep. When are manholes required? That is the question of the day. When are manholes required? Now we're doing an exhaustive study of the code book. How many sections are in the code book? Let's just see. Let's go. IPC. We're covering the IPC Codebook 2012. So right now we are in the table of contents. Let me minimize this real quick so I can. Now, there are 13 chapters in the code book. 13 chapters. Chapter 1, scope and administration. Chapter 2, definitions. Chapter 3, general regulations. Chapter 4, fixtures, faucets, and fixture fittings. Chapter 5, water heaters. Chapter 6, water supply and distribution. Chapter 7, sanitary drainage. Chapter 8, indirect and special waste. Chapter 9, this is the big chapter that gets most people in the plumbing test here in the state of Oklahoma. Chapter 9 usually gets most people, and that's vents. Chapter 9, the most important chapter to, if I were going to tell someone to memorize any particular chapter of the code book, because I do not encourage memorization of the code book. However, if I were to advise someone on a particular chapter to be very knowledgeable regarding, that chapter would be chapter 9, vents, here in the state of Oklahoma. Why? Because 13 of the 85 questions on the plumbing journeyman exam in the state of Oklahoma 13 of those 85 questions come from chapter 9, vents. It is the most extensive section that questions come from on the test. You can get every single question correct on the plumbing exam for journeyman in the state of Oklahoma and miss every question regarding vents, and you will fail the test. Therefore, it is very necessary to have a very great grasp of the knowledge of vents in the state of Oklahoma, because for all intensive purposes, any plumbing system that is not vented properly is not going to function properly. Most plumbing systems, drainage, waste, and vent systems, that is, most plumbing DWV systems that don't function properly do not do so because it is not vented properly. Therefore, the state of Oklahoma has collected and procured a test that focuses and emphasizes vents. So, saying that to say, chapter 9, vents, very important chapter. Chapter 10, traps, interceptors, and separators. Chapter 11, storm drainage. Chapter 12 is special piping and storage systems. And chapter 13, gray water recycling systems. Now, chapters 12 and 13, there are no questions that I believe they've changed it. One question comes from chapter 12, one question comes from chapter 13 in the IPC test for journeyman here in the state of Oklahoma. So there's a total of 13 chapters in the IPC Plumbing Codebook. 13 chapters. How many? 13. How many chapters are in the Plumbing Codebook? As of current, 13 chapters in the IPC. We're not covering the UPC. Reason why is here in the state of Oklahoma, which is where I am licensed, we do not cover the UPC. We are covered under the IPC. Therefore, my knowledge base, my expertise comes from knowledge of the IPC Plumbing Codebook, which is the code book that we are studying today. So, question of the day. What are the requirements of manholes? What are the specific requirements of manholes? Spacing wise, what are the specific requirements of manholes? Again, welcome to Plumbing Inspired by James Golden. We are here for a Q&A today. This is a plumbing Q&A specifically geared towards the code book. If you have any plumbing questions, AMA, ask me anything. Ask me any plumbing questions. If you have any plumbing questions, I am here to answer your plumbing questions. Any plumbing questions you have, I'm here to answer them. Whatever your question is, I'm here to answer your plumbing question. 4 days to Christmas. 4 days to Christmas. Not one, not two, not three. 4 days to Christmas. 4 days until Christmas. Glad you're here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We are live, asking and answering any plumbing question you have. What is the distance between manholes required by code? What is the distance required by code of manholes? Manholes, what's the distance required by code? What is the distance? Plumbing. We are here to answer your plumbing questions. Whatever your plumbing questions are, we are here to answer those questions. So ask me anything. Ask me any plumbing question. Any plumbing question, whatever it is, ask me. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, whatever it is. We are here to answer your plumbing questions. Live. We are live here, studying, learning, plumbing, inspired by James Golden. Thank you for hitting the like, share, and subscribe button. We are live at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time every Saturday in these great United States of America. Ask me any plumbing question. I am here for your plumbing questions. If you got any plumbing question, we want to know what it is because we've got an answer. There are answers to plumbing questions. If a plumber came and did something and they couldn't get you an answer, we can get you an answer right here. Whatever that question is, ask it and we'll answer it. We alive, you alive, joining right here, right now for plumbing study. We are studying the plumbing code book. So let's go to definitions. We're going to cover some definitions. First thing you see is a table of contents in the code book, and then it goes over the scope and administration. The scope and administration covers some general things. The scope and administration covers applicability of plumbing. You'll learn when plumbing is applicable. You'll see that there is a Department of Plumbing inspection, which typically plumbing inspections are carried out by your local municipality. Here in our city, our local municipal city has inspectors that will come out, and they are licensed by the Construction Industries Board. The Construction Industries Board manages their license as plumbing inspectors to inspect and make sure that plumbing is being done according to code. Then you'll have approval, inspections and testing, violations, means of appeal. Then we go into definitions. So, definitions. Definitions go from A in alphabetical order from A to Z. I don't believe there are any Z's, but we're going to cover some of these definitions that are in here. Access. Access to means that it enables a fixture, appliance, or equipment to be reached by ready access or by means that first requires the removal or movement of a panel, door, or similar obstruction. Access to speaks in regards to a fixture, appliance, or piece of equipment to be reached by ready access or by means that first requires the removal or movement of a panel, door, similar obstruction. Access cover. What's an access cover? An access cover is a removable plate, usually secured by bolts or screws, to permit access to a pipe fitting for purposes of inspection, repair, or cleaning. So if there's a piece of pipe or fitting that has to be inspected, repaired, or cleaned, access covers are what covers those up. Adapter fitting, an approved connection device that suitably properly joins or adjusts pipes and fittings which do not otherwise fit together. Adapter fitting. Perfect example of an adapter fitting is a Fernco. A Fernco coupling is an adapter fitting. What does that look like? I've got an example of a Fernco cover, and I'm going to go off screen to actually get it for you. Adapter fitting. Here is an example of an adapter fitting. adapter fitting. This is a draft hood adapter fitting. Some people call them single to double fittings, single wall connector to double wall connector. This by plumbing code is what we would call an adapter fitting. It connects to, let's call it by definition, an adapter fitting is an approved, this is approved, an approved connecting device that suitably and properly joins or adjusts pipes and fittings which do not otherwise fit together. This would be by code classification an adapter fitting. This would be an adapter fitting for an exhaust flue. This is an exhaust flue or piping exhaust adapter fitting. This joins a single wall exhaust pipe. This joins single wall exhaust piping to double wall or type A to type B exhaust flue piping. This is an example of an adapter fitting. So that concludes our Q&A for the day. We have been on for 31 minutes and 29 seconds, and we haven't had any questions come in besides, I am Cornolio, I need TP for my bunghole. Therefore, we are going to end the live. Again, thank you for tuning in to Plumbing Inspired by James Golden. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The next time that we are with you, it will still be 2024. It will be the last Saturday of 2024, which will be the 28th of December, 2024. Thank you for tuning in to the live Q&A here on